We have with us today three guests, once more. Dr. Niaz Ahmed Khan, the author of the book, the one that claims that he can change the world, Dr. Muhammad Ziad Qadiri, and Dr. Ali Galaid. We will be discussing today other aspects of the theory that says that we can change the world economically. We can make more justice. We can be more just as people to each other. We will not use each other anymore. We will not pay taxes, and we will not definitely pay anything to the government. We will not have poverty, and we will make the ideal society. It may be a crazy idea, but it's an idea that is worth looking into, like all others in the human history. Since the Stone Age, the Agrarian Age, the Industrial Age, and of course the IT Age and the Knowledge Age that we live. Some of these ages may have taken thousands of years, but since 1975, there are two ages, the IT Age and the Knowledge Age. We have more information that we can do a lot of changes in the world. This knowledge that he possesses in this book is worth a lot of effort. And it needs a lot of effort from us all to prove that it is right or wrong. If we prove it wrong, then that one that proves it wrong will make $1 million, a reward from the man that wrote the book. Dr. Khan, can you give us an idea about your claims in no more than half a minute, please, so that we can refresh the minds of those that are following with us?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My first claim is the recession will not only stop but reversed within 30 days. Any country implementing this system will generate at least 1 year budget within 30 days. There will be massive employment without a single penny spent by the government. Cost of production will be reduced by 50%, and cost of living at the same time will also be reduced the 60%, 50%, and elimination of all kinds of taxes. These are my claims. Now, before I start, last episode, there were very important questions asked by...
Let's not go into them all.
Okay.
Let's go one by one.
Yeah.
Maybe it will take more than 1 or 2 episodes to deal with two of those claims. So let us go into it gradually, one by one, and I will give you the free time to talk.
Because there are new viewers, so I have to tell them how this magic stick will work. The government is already selling bonds. All governments sell bonds. Those bonds are all interest-based, and government has to return it at some stage with interest. I am proposing, okay, sell those bonds, but give me a chance to sell these bonds which I am suggesting. What are those bonds?
The alternative bonds.
Alternative bonds, which the government can keep on selling. Let's see which bonds will sell more. Those bonds or these bonds which I am suggesting.
Leave it to the public.
Leave it to the public. Leave it to the government.
Good.
$1 will buy 5 bonds. These bonds will be used in the government sector, and they will replace all in a currency which is the government is. What is the example? Example is this $100 bill. You can pay it with 200 bonds. 200 bonds, if you have bought it, the price is $1 will buy 5 bonds, then it will fetch that you are only paying $40 instead of $100. All government services. This is one option government gives. Second option government gives that you can also earn these back, not all these back, you have a 10 million duty-free option. If you give, but the question is this, that this rate will only be given to those people who will invest $100,000 and give it to the government, non-refundable. The government will give them 500,000 coupons to use it in all government services. This is one. Number 2, government says, if you give me 100,000, I will give you 10 million duty-free. Duty-free, whatever comes to 10 million, it is waived off if you give me $100,000, non-refundable. These are the second. And third thing is the government says, I will put price draft of 10 million every day. These are the three things government sets up, and now on these bases, let's see if 5% of the people or 10% of the people of a country like United States, if thinks about it, my all expenses are reduced by 60%, why should I not do it? I have a chance, and this will be in the first month the rate is 5, in the second month the rate is 4, and the third month rate is 3 for the same $100,000. So it's 20% decreasing. So why this is happening? The government wants to get money upfront in as quickly as possible.
So it's possible for the government to buy it for itself and sell it for the people.
Government is having dollars, and it is giving to coupons or bonds. These bonds are usable on all government services. You don't have to use your dollars, you use coupons or these bonds. This is the nutshell. So on that basis, if my perception is right or wrong, 10% of the people will not hesitate to get these bonds as early as possible, because they have two things in your mind. First thing is their own expenses should be reduced. Second thing is this, that they want to sell it in the next month. It is better, prospective. Third is this, that they might have a price draw on this. These three things they will think about it.
There is the fourth thing. They tried the government bonds and it didn't work for them.
Try the government bonds, those bonds which are only used by the institutions on interest basis.
Okay.
This is not, there is no interest. This bond which the government is selling is non-refundable, and what government is getting the money is government's money without any...
is your coupon refundable?
My refundable at 5.5. If the government, at any stage, the coupon value drops, the government says, give it back to me, this is my coupon, I will give it, my rate is 5.5. Selling at 5, so the government picks up the maximum amount of coupons lying in the market and will take it back, but at the rate of 5.5.
But do you think it would reach to this stage?
No, it will not reach. It will never reach.
So
People are sensible. If they go into billions, they will lose, and the government is there to help them. Government will not leave them on the street. They say, I will take it back, but you have a slight loss, take this loss. These bonds will be sold by at least 25 million people in case of United States at 10% commission. They will get not salary but 10% commission. But they have a quota of $300,000 they can sell in 1 month, or whole year quota in one go. So this is what they have been given. They can sell at 91 or 99, it's up to them. But investors like me, I want to get my 100,000 back, so I will ask them, give me your quota, I will buy your quota, whole year quota, and give me your 5%. Now here comes the main point when the poor will be helped. He buys a quota and just take 5 or 6% from the agent. He cannot go to the agency to do it, because there will be an agency selected by lowest bids. It will not be a government agency, a private agency. Second and third and fourth bidder will be its auditors. Now this gentleman, he is investor, he wants to get his 100,000 back. He can only get 1,000 back if he gets 5 to 6% commission of the agent. So he comes home, he starts selling it, $1, I am getting 5. I am also giving you 5. By the evening, he has sold all his coupon. He goes back, keeps on doing it till the demand lasts. This way, every poor person in the country will get 5.
So the ball will spin much greater than...
Much greater, and the dollar or the currency which is lying idle will come into circulation.
Okay.
So this is my whole point. The people will also get employed. There are poor people who are on social security. This is how these are employed. And then this is 10 million duty-free option will bring industry. You will import something and make industry to work. Now your everything cost has become less. Your petrol, your electricity, government is losing. Last time Dr. Awadri pointed a very important point. The government is losing here. Yes, government is losing. How much government lost? Government has lost whole year budget. In 1 year budget, the government, whatever are 2.5 trillion has lost. But what did he gain? 10% of population of America has got $100,000. They pump into the government gets 100 billion. You calculate it and see how much you get it. How much you will get it? 100 into 30%.
Whatever is the calculation.
3 trillion almost comes into that. The government has lost 2.5 trillion here. 1
And
year.
they gained $500 billion more.
More, they go now in a short period of time. And they have created employment. And they created reduction in the cost of living. And
Now, we will go to the question of America when we take America as an example. in
as
one
an
of those
example, so
questions.
that we know where we
All
stand
right.
for.
Now, would you allow us to
Yes,
now
this
go
is
into
here.
the
Yes.
gentleman here and
Yes.
ask? Now, I have a question for Dr. Ali. I mean, Dr. Khan says that he's a magician with a stick in whatever he says in his words. And at the same time, he says this is his dream, which is a very noble dream, as you mentioned in the last episode. Now, I think there is a problem. There is something to do with changing people's mindset, attitude, behavior. How can we do that in such a short time? I mean, I understand from him that the moment you have these coupons, then a big revolution will happen. People will be in queues, and the coupons will be sold. How can you comment on that? And if you have any also questions for Dr. Khan, please ask it.
Thanks. Whether you call it a magic stick or a dream, I think this is a different way of looking at how best to manage a national economy. And we're talking about a national economy, whether it's for a small country or a big country. The crucial thing here is that government relies on taxes. And government, that's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is government uses its revenues in terms of expenditures on defense and security matters, on social programs, on infrastructure. What strikes me as that it requires more thinking is at two levels. The first level is in terms of the coupons, and a lot would depend on the issue of prices. It appears Dr. Khan is assuming that there are three different prices, if I read his book correctly. There is a price which is the ongoing one, which is in terms of the market price. There is a price which is a discounted one on which the coupons are based on. And I think a third one is sort of an administrative price, which is a combination of the two. So you end up with three different prices, if I understand him correctly. I think where we're dealing with the issue of price, it's one thing to say this is market determined. It's another to talk about an administrative price. This has to be clarified. If it's an administrative price, not only for the coupons, but for the services, for production, for any number of economic activities that are taking place. That is on the side of the coupons. What intrigues me is Dr. Khan is talking about an ideal, but I think is an ideal which he says is on the one hand driven by searching for equality and egalitarian, so fair society. But in my judgment, it is a scheme which will make a small percentage of the population richer and a very large percentage of the population out of this business. Why do I say this? Dr. Khan says in a simple statement that those who will be entitled to sell the coupons at second or third hand
are private agencies.
They're private agents, but there is a requirement. They should at least have a level of education, minimum O level. That's people who finish secondary school. And that they should have collateral. That will exclude a very high percentage of populations of certain developing countries. He takes the example of Pakistan. I'd like to know what percentage of the Pakistani population has O level, what percentage of the Pakistani population will have the necessary collateral. The other side of the equation is in terms of the goods and services that he said the government will provide.
Okay.
The bulk of what the government provides.
Do you want him to answer this, or do you want him
Please.
to finish?
No,
do you want
I'll
to
just finish. I'll finish.
You'll just finish, okay.
And I'll pass it on to him.
All right.
The bulk of what the government provides in most countries, there is no price. It's defense, it's security, it's the administration of justice. The bulk of government services and goods, if you can call them goods, are not for sale. This is where the bulk of the budget goes to. So what are we talking about in terms of really the coupons and the billions and trillions that are collected are going to be for the purchase of government-provided services and goods. The police are not for sale. Even in most cases, the health
The
is
army
not
is
for
not
The army is not for
for
sale.
sale, yes.
Going to space is not for sale. So the issue really is the goods and services we are talking about in most countries will be rather very limited. And therefore, the scope for really making this model work, if we are going to start with the public sector is very much constrained by the limited number of goods and services it provides.
Thank you very much. Dr.
Now,
Khan?
I'm going to. There is no question of collateral. Show me where it is collateral. If you have written collateral, I have said there is no need for collateral now. That is a mistake. Collateral is not needed at all. This is what I mentioned. This is the main thing. Mistake is done, that there is no collateral needed.
Okay, fine.
Number
go.
one.
Okay.
Number two, I said the poor people and the rich people, I have brought you that even a poor people with a $1 can buy a 5 coupon. This is what I am asking. 5 coupon, a poor person, and he is employed. He is employed and he is making money. Whereas like at this stage, if there is a country which is doing that, impossible. They are sitting on Social Security.
But they're raising the question of, who has the majority of the money in the country?
It doesn't matter.
But they are the ones that are going to buy the coupons.
Let it buy, but okay. You say
No,
that.
that's the question.
The question is, okay, now.
raising it so that we can have answers.
No,
to it.
all right. Do you coupon buy it, and what will you do with the coupons?
You purchase.
You purchase, and then after that, what will you do?
You buy more coupons to purchase, to live. But if it's going to cost you less,
Okay.
then you have more dollars. Than
No. You buy coupons, and then what will you make 10 ACs in your home?
No.
10, what? It's good.
You will take the needs that actually you need. People
That's
buy
it.
what they need and what
This
they
is
want.
This is what it is. So even poor person has got the 5 rate. He has got the 5 rate. He will also do the same thing. He has got employment. His cost of production has come down now. Electricity has come down. Telephone has come down. Oil has come down. Everything has come down.
Assuming that the rich man
can
have more value.
So what?
For buying, let's say,
what?
Car, house,
let
in
him,
the coupon system.
Let him. Coupon doesn't buy a car. Coupon doesn't buy a house.
No?
No. Who says you this?
I see. Okay.
It is not possible to buy coupon, house, car, or anything.
So there will be a limit to what you can buy.
No,
and
it's
what
in
you
the government
buy?
sector. They are buying. This currency is only replacing the dollar in the government sector.
Okay.
You cannot buy. Can you buy electricity for whole year in one go?
All
You
right.
cannot use it.
Do you have any more to say for
Yes,
Dr.
I'm saying that first is collateral is wrong.
Okay.
Nowhere, anywhere, I challenge him if he can find that I have written collateral is needed. Collateral is not needed. In Islamic banking, this is what I say.
Thank you, Dr.
It is gone collateral.
Thank
And I have produced so many people in jobs.
You are asked to find where it is written collateral.
$1
This is
million.
an accusation.
$1 million give for this only. For this only $1 million, if I have written collateral is needed for the poor.
Just 10,000.
No, $1 million.
10,000 is...
Collateral is not needed.
Why you are putting a hurdle.
Yes.
You have spoken about a minimum of 100,000.
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Why you are doing?
Explain this to me.
Yes, I will. Now, what is this?
Okay.
This is the reason is the government wants to get upfront money as quickly as possible and in the shortest time. Because they want to invest this money into the private sector and become partner as a sleeping partner. If they don't do that, if they give me $1, everybody say, okay, every day five coupon, I can go and buy 5 coupon, I can go buy. $100,000 will make the government so rich, filthy rich with the money, that he can utilize it building hospitals.
You mean to encourage the,
Yes, yes.
the income, the revenues?
And revenue comes in, and the revenue comes in, this is the main thing. Government wants revenue. Why is government revenue?
So the
Yeah.
people with 50,000 will go home and don't pay the money, so you want to insist on 100,000. I'm thinking of...
Yeah, no, that
of,
they can also, no, yes, I'll come to your
yeah.
point. 2 people can come, 3, 4, 10, 50 people can come and make 100,000. They can collect it. There is a rate for 50,000, but no one go for 50,000. Why should I go for 4?
So it's a transaction minimum.
Yeah.
And not per
100,000 and
per capita.
multiple
You
of
mean
it.
to say it is for an incentive again?
Incentive again.
And not for a limit?
No.
It's not to limit?
No,
the-
no
the-
limit, no limit.
He can buy with 200,000.
100, but it should be multiple of 100,000. He cannot buy 110,000, no.
No, I see.
It has to be multiple of this.
So he can buy 200,000,
500
300,000,
million.
400.
Another
So
thing is-
in other words, you are saying that let the government be rich,
Rich.
instead of buying or taking loans from
yes,
the
now
banks.
now you're coming back.
Okay.
Government is buying toxic assets for trillions of dollars.
Okay.
What are they going to do? They are buying those toxic assets, and what are they? They are ultimately it's the taxpayer money which they are spending it. I am saying, don't kill the taxpayer money. Here's the money which you want. Give it to those banks which they want it. This is the money what you give it, and this is not a loan.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. Dr. Qadri, do you have any other questions or comments on what is being said?
No, I am very, very happy to see a new utopia.
That's good.
He's reminding me of Colonel Gaddafi.
Why?
In his green book of not 50 pages, he started with the requirements. He will abolish altogether all conflicts in the society and in the economy.
Okay.
He said,
Is it a bad dream to have this?
no, but
Gaddafi was not able to do it. Maybe Dr. Khan can. So what is the problem? Where is
this is very nice.
It's my dream.
Yeah,
it's
it's
my
nice.
dream.
He got a very interesting, no tax, no interest,
No
but commission. You love commission
Yes.
and you hate taxes.
Yes.
This is very nice. So,
Commission is
as a
a-
botanist, I would say he got a very nice bouquet. And I think we will hardly win the $1 million. And next time I am going to sit to earn $1 million, I will ask for the security that this $1 million must be put on the table before starting discussion.
So in other words, he has heads up. This book is an indication. This book is an international market. Let me show the book.
You know, an idea, Dr. Khan.
Just a minute.
I know of stories.
This book, just for a second. This book is there for the last 2 years on international market. It is available for all search engines. All search engines. And it is written at the top, win $1 million if you can prove it wrong. Nobody has dared to do it up till now. You ask any Google, anybody, Amazon.com, this book is available there. Nobody has been able to do it.
So you are challenging all hackers,
All the
hackers in the
all
world,
the biggest economists in the world.
and bloggers
They could not do it.
in the internet. So
And this is, I'm openly challenging them, even now. So this is why I'm saying this book, look at this book, available on all the internet, available major search engines, and you can see this.
Dr.
Thank you.
Khan, Dr. Ali wants to add
Where
the
is
point.
that?
I will come to that. Rest assured, before we leave.
Yes, that's
I'll
good.
give you.
Keep on searching. Keep on
I
searching.
just want to
Yes.
come to the other side,
Other side,
other
yes.
side of the equation.
Yes.
And the other side of the equation is a government collects revenues.
Yes.
You're assuming whether its taxes are progressive, equitable or not, or whether through vouchers or coupons they collect millions, if not trillions.
Yeah.
There is, in your analysis in the book, you talk about that this scheme will lead to, the elimination of unemployment. If not, it will lead to full employment.
Yes, full employment.
It will eliminate poverty. It will deal with the issue of illiteracy. Dr. Khan, these are major programs. These are major programs that all organized societies have been trying through millennia to handle.
To achieve.
The issue here is there is no guarantee that even if you have the trillions of dollars the government needs, that these will be expended on the issue of wiping out illiteracy, dealing with poverty reduction or elimination, and leading to full-time employment. There is no guarantee, but you assume because in this magic world of ours, the government will have access to its budget the first month or first 3 months. It will be able to expend it on these areas which you identify as your program or the outcome of government policies.
May I come in now?
Yes, please go.
I am making people self-employed. They are not depending on the government. This is a major mistake. You are thinking about it. Government has the money. If they don't want to spend it, it's their own. Next time they will not be represented. They will lose the election. They have got the money. Where are they going to throw it? These people, what I am going to do is, these people have self-employed. They have businesses, because why they have businesses? They have got money in their pocket. Their production cost has come down. They will do. There's no tax, and the interest is the main hurdle in the economy. It is killing the people through this.
Dr.
If you
Khan.
remove, if you remove the taxes and the economy, they are self-sufficient. They can do their work. There's no taxation. Their cost of living is come. I am saying even if the government does not help, they will help themselves.
Who's paying most of the cost, doctor?
This is look. First is
But who's paying most of the tax? Is it not the rich people? Is it not the businesses? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, just tell me.
Yes. You tell me. I'm talking to you. God made us on incentive.
Of course.
If there is incentive, people will work. Why the private sector goes up and the government sector doesn't go up? There's no incentive in the government sector. Here, this system is incentive-based, according to the creation of God.
Okay.
But whether you are Muslim, you are Christian, everything, it is
Whatever
incentive-based. And this is the incentive which
Incentives moves people.
moves the
Yes,
people.
of course.
This is all based on incentive.
Now, the idea on this, I
Yeah.
think Dr. Ali want to come back maybe later.
Yeah.
But the idea that you are talking about a fundamental economic concept, a fundamental running an economy which is excellence, free of this, free of that, no taxes, no interest, no poverty, no terrorism, no all the no's of the world that actually are caused by the
Poverty.
poverty.
By the poverty.
Yes, of course, poverty. Now, what I am trying to say here, for you to do that, I think we need to work into the instruments of developing a result-oriented program.
Yes.
Okay, now let me just finish the question so that you can answer and take your freedom. Now, your social responsibility made you think of this book as a salvation to all people, poor and rich. You wanted more social justice. You wanted the people to have a better partnership developed between them, all classes. And you wanted to be poor-focused in the book. You are talking about poor-focused. And at the same time, you're not actually putting a program for that harmony in society because the rich is going to buy and the poor is not going to buy. You found it?
Yes. I won't be making claims on air if I didn't know what I was
What is it?
talking
What is
about.
it written?
Can you
What
read
is- can
what is
you read
written?
Yes,
Ah.
it's on page 59.
Yet.
The use of references, educational requirements, e.g. minimum O-level standard,
Yeah, I didn't say that.
and forms of collateral guarantees will ensure competent people become vendors.
No, this is not the collateral for the poor. This is for the company who is hiring them. They have a put collateral that these companies collateral, unless they put collateral, they will run away. These are for the companies, not for the poor.
These are for the agents who are selling the
No, for the company. It is for the company who are hiring. Company is there.
Dr. Khan, this is the grassroots organization at the lowest level.
No, it's the toppest level. It is the top level where it is hiring.
Can you read it, please? Read
it is the
where
in the
let them read what
PMF. PMF is the person who will do it. That will collateral fair.
Can you read it, please?
Coupon vendors will retain a percentage of all sales.
Yeah.
This will be their only form of payment.
Yeah.
It's incentive based and promotes far more activity than a government salary. The use of references, educational requirements, e.g. minimum O-level standards, and forms of collateral guarantees will ensure competent people become vendors. Competent people become vendors.
These are not competent people. Competent people mean those people who are at the highest level. These PMF, that is what it is. Not for collateral for anybody else. Not for this. Have I mentioned in this that the poor person will give collateral? No. Nowhere.
Can you clarify what you understood once more, please?
What I understand this to mean is that there will be a national organization.
Yes, that is what.
Will you kindly give me a chance to at least finish what I'm saying?
Okay.
There is a national organization which will preferably be an NGO.
Yes, that's right.
A non-governmental organization.
Exactly, yes.
Under that one, and there is even a scheme here that shows the chart, the organizational chart.
Right. This is for them.
With all due respect, I will listen to what you are saying.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to explain.
Yeah.
Here is your organization.
Yes, this is the organization. That's correct.
The BMF is talking about here is the government.
Yes.
Then we get to the BMF. Below the BMF are the banks, coupon printers, foreign exchange. There are any number of others that will be involved. Then there are regional branches in cities and towns.
That's in the pyramid.
Yes, that's the pyramid.
Right.
And then there will be supervisory agents and collectors. There will be, as we go along, the people who are actually at the lowest level are the agents and sub-agents.
Yes.
These are the agents and sub-agents.
They are not really their collaterals. There is nothing to do with the collateral with them.
Wait, for goodness sake, if we are speaking a common language, which is English, this is what your book says.
I can give you, guarantee, give it to somebody else and he will explain. This is for PMF, not for the poor man.
So why don't we say, we are saying, correct it in the book and say for PMF.
It is the PMF which has to give collateral.
Which is the Pakistan
Monetary Fund. Okay. Which will have the collaterals because they cannot have this contract for 5 years without collaterals.
Okay.
This is right. And O level or whatever it is, matriculation or whatever it is in our college. So what?
The high school.
You can reduce it if you can get people who are absolutely poor.
So why are you putting this limit?
Because it will improve their education. They will learn. They will learn and become.
Who are the vendors?
Vendors are those peoples who are at the top.
Vendors?
Yes.
And what do you call the agents who are actually doing the selling of the coupons?
They are agents.
Like a tobacco shop here.
The shop windows.
Yeah, the shop windows. These are vendors.
No, and this means these vendors are at the top. PMF.
This is not what you say. You have to probably make clarifications on this, and I leave it at that.
Okay.
The other point
yes.
that I mentioned, which is in terms of the government and its programs.
Just for a second,
okay.
If you could be brief. Can
I just...
brief, okay. Because your speech is so long that we don't have time.
You are not the moderator, Dr. Khan.
Okay.
So will you be the moderator? Will you be the person who is presenting?
Time is limited.
Would you finish, please?
Time is limited.
I don't think there is a point of continuing this discussion.
My dear,
No.
if the
There's
time
no
is
point.
No,
you
there
cannot.
is, of course,
You can't tell me what to say and when to say.
It is the program for the station, and we will definitely go for that. Dr. Khan is a good guest. He has a good concept, and we are working on that concept. I think you have the point of being angry because you are being misunderstood. Anything that goes wrong can be clarified and can be made to the points of the discussion.
The point, Muhammad, is that we are not talking about the 21st century. We are back to the 18th century. What Dr. Khan is suggesting is an absolute free market. Absolute free market.
Freer than the present one.
Freer than the present one, in which he is saying that everybody will be employed, everybody will have an incentive, everybody will take advantage of what's out there in the market, and therefore the market will have self-adjusting mechanisms inherent in its operations. This is what he's claiming. This economic theory has taken, in the last 200 years, different theories have been developed to deal with scientific problems in the discipline. Anybody who claims that the rich will have access, and he himself is claiming 10% probably of the people will buy these vouchers. The 10% who buy are the people with the assets, with the resources to do that. That's one. They will sell these coupons, and they will get into the secondary market. They will make the profit. That profit is not taxable. They will get to the free duty business. They will import goods. These goods will not be taxed. They will get to this once a month or daily lottery type thing, and they will still have the opportunity to buy. So what is going to happen here is that the resources of the country is going to end up in the hands of a very few people, because governments tax in order to stabilize, in order to redistribute the wealth. And what he is suggesting here is no taxes, despite the incentives that he's talking about, which some people will have more access in taking advantage of, while 80-90% of the population will not be able to take advantage of.
Thank you, Dr.
I will explain it to you. You are absolutely correct. It's a free economy, which my dream is. Now, what is going, next thing which you are missing is this. The government has got so many funds. What is going to do with these funds? Government says to all the big businesses, you bring 20%, just like banks are doing, and I will put 80%. I am a sleeping partner of you, and where the whatever is the it is interest free. You put 80% from my side. It will be decided with the proper feasibility from one bank to another bank to the state bank. Once it is approved, the project goes to the bank, and 20% from the investor goes to the bank. The bank is supervising that, and when the profit comes, the government says, give me 40% and take 60%. This way, all the big businesses will opt for it, because there is no interest involved. And the government is putting 80% instead of putting their whole asset with the interest. There is no interest. 80% government gives. All this money which is going into the market, into the industry, and more jobs will be created. So many jobs will be created, and the government is sleeping partner and reaping the profit of 40%. Out of that 40%, you can think this is a big incentive for the government to get money. Now there is not a single big industry government's partner. Now the government has given them the money, you take it. This is what I am saying. Now those toxic assets which the government is giving, and now forcing the people, don't give CEO this thing, don't go CEO that. Now the government will say, you give whatever you wanted, but make it a profit. And if you are losing this venture again and again, you will not get any money from me. You can produce your own money, which they don't have it. This is the main project behind it.
Thank
This
you.
is how it will come. I'm not talking of the space. Yes, there will be more space. In this, we are not talking about it. They will build hospitals. They will build everything. This is a private enterprise which will do all those things, because the government has become a partner with them, supplying the money and not charging any tax, no interest, nothing of the sort. This is how it will work.
Now, Dr. Qadri, Dr. Khan wrote this book. It's an effort that should be appreciated. It's an effort, he claims, for the human society, not for one country in particular, not Pakistan in particular, not America in particular, for all countries. But this book, when you read it, at least when I read it and I did the translation for it, it shows me some proportion of the real problem of the world, but it doesn't show it all. It's like the iceberg. You only see the top of the iceberg, but you don't see the total picture underneath it. I think there are more details to come into this on the implementation, which we will come to it sometimes in the next few episodes. Now, I think he's talking about a skillful governments that are able to cheat the people by charging them interests and by making them pay taxes. If somehow we succeeded into changing the mindset of these governments, the attitudes of these governments to this book and to any other idea for change, because governments don't like change anyway. And if we can change the behavior of these governments to accept the principle of that we as human beings can live without actually making the poor poorer by charging them for the little money they earn, also taxes 20 or 30 or 40%, like what is happening in America. Now, what I wanted to know, if we do not change the behavior and the attitude of the people around us, the government around us, what interest do we have as individuals to be anti this idea before we go deeply into it and understand how much it could help us as human beings, how much it could contribute? Everything we do in life should contribute to the welfare of our beings, our life. What do you think?
Well, what is required in order to give a chance to Mr. Khan to implement his ideas or his utopia is a central command economy.
Authoritarian.
Because how in the world can a question of giving discount on government services or placing a new instrument in the market can be done in a democratic society without the consent of all democratic relevant authorities?
So if we take the opinion of the population of any country, do you not think they will go for the idea?
Well, I don't think that in a democratic setup we have in this now in our society many idealists. We have the socialists who hate any income not based on work. They are still strong in Europe, strong in America. We have, but to get their consent to say, listen, forget about taxes, forget about interest, forget about, and use the magic stick of a new instrument. Forget about the burdens. The tax is allocating burdens among people, among classes.
Is China charging taxes?
Definitely.
Yes.
China.
Cuba
is charging taxes.
These are authoritarian.
We have, yes, they are
societies.
charging. Yeah. I mean, the taxes we have, according to the classic theory, we have the direct taxation on income and revenue, and we have the indirect, it's called also excise. It's on consumption.
Right, but you know, Dr. Khan did not interfere with the political system that would prevail
this is
at the time. That's why it cannot be called authoritarian.
This is called in the theory, it's called the the sweeping under the table the problems. It's, you see, if you say like
But you see, the problems of a place like Pakistan are not the same as the problems of the place
definitely,
like,
but we have
like
the
Palestinians or the Americans.
We cannot deny their existence by saying nice words. We have in every society conflicts between labor and capital. We have, and those to say, well, with this magic stick, the people will forget about it. This is something. That's why I am calling it Utopia. It's a dream. It's a nice dream, but I am afraid in order to implement it, you need to have a central command, Idi Amin, who is strong enough to believe this idea and carry it out regardless of of victims.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Khan, can you please tell us?
He is right. He is right. The basis of this book, if you look at it, is changing the political system. You know why? It will bring prosperity to the government, by the government who applies the system.
But you are not opting for any political
system. No, there
is.
I'm just taking, as he said, I'm pushing something underneath the carpet.
All right.
He was very right. He has picked up the right point.
So you want to change the politics of the countries through economics?
Through economics.
All right.
You make the people, more sort of think that they are prosperous.
But you have formally determined to us, you said that it's not a capitalist system, it's not an Islamic system, it's not a...
No, it's Islamic system.
It's Islamic system.
Yes.
So you said
because there's no tax, there's no interest.
So it's not.
You call it any other system.
It's not capitalist and it's not communist.
No, it's Islamic system.
So this is Islamic.
This is Islamic system in which he absolutely rightly picked up. I did not mention it in this, but he picked it.
And you think we can actually execute and implement the Islamic system in America?
Why not?
No, I'm just asking.
No. Give them this system. Ask them. You take it. You like it. If you don't like it, don't take it.
So it's science, like
it's
everything. It's like we use their technology.
Exactly,
they use our knowledge.
This is the technology.
I see.
This is the technology. If I can give you one thing, if by chance my dream comes true, and Palestine does this, apply this system, every other country will take this system. Why? Government is not paying anything, not spending anything. There's no risk on the economy. And everybody is getting prosperous. If everybody gets prosperous, government is getting prosperous. I am proving that a theory which is 100 years old, that my gain is loss of somebody, is wrong.
So it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation.
Okay.
Government gaining, I am gaining. Right. There's no loser in this game.
So why should the government should be, if you are changing the political system?
I'm not changing. I'm saying that the political
No, but government should be formed by us.
No, the government will form
by the people.
By the people. Supposing a government brings this system, it will never go out of the country. It will always win, unless the other party brings better system than this.
Okay.
That better system will bring the change. But if this already, I tell, why all these countries where there is uprising is all poverty. It's all poverty. You remove the poverty and the system corrects itself. Why in Norway or Sweden or all these countries where there is no poverty, there is no problem with that? Why in our country there is a problem? The problem is the poverty.
So our economy will be like the Scandinavian economy.
Why not? Better than that.
Better than that. Okay.
We can do
now
it.
We have 3 minutes.
Yes.
I'll give 1 minute for each.
Yes.
And then I will conclude.
Yeah.
Dr. Ali?
I think if we want to give a serious attempt to try to understand what Dr. Khan is suggesting, and either provide positive sort of criticism where somehow we think it can improve the work, I think there has to be an element of receptivity to that. The last point Dr. Khan just raised in terms of the Scandinavian countries have the highest rates of taxes in the whole world. Sweden, Norway, Denmark, they have the highest rates. But the way the compromise that social democracy in these countries have led to peace and prosperity is that the government collects the taxes, but the government is intelligent enough, has the competence then to handle what are the needs of the people in terms of social programs, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of their overall well-being. And that's why, in terms of the Human Development Index, and he has some of these tables here, that's why they raise, this is an index, it's not just per capita income, but the Human Development Index, they scored the highest. Probably the top 20 countries are dominated by North Europeans. And you look, and there is a correlation between the very high taxes they have and they consistently vote for the Social Democrats. In the last 60 years, I think there was only one term that the Social Democrats did not win the election. So the point here is, we cannot talk about the economy in isolation. I'm glad he's saying now, I'm thinking of the political aspects of this.
Yes, because it's political.
There are dictators who are claiming to be implementing and enforcing the Sharia. Which ones are the true believers in this and who are not? Does anybody who claims to be Islamic, does that really make him one? I think we are really making a very fundamental mistake if we don't understand how biased this book is in terms of the benefits of the largest segments of the population.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ali. Dr. Muhammad Ziyad?
Yes.
1 minute, please.
I think he should be before, because we are his opponents.
Yes.
I think he should have the
chance to speak.
The answer now before I am.
Yes. Okay.
yes.
Yes. I mentioned this. I think
1 minute for Dr. Khan, 1 minute for you. Okay.
He has pointed out right thing. Highest rate of taxation is there. Why? They are collecting the money, and he said wisely, and they are using it wisely. But if we have a chance to not to put the tax and get much more money than not putting tax, then we can do better. This is what I am saying it. This is what I mentioned. He has picked up the right thing from my book, that they have the highest rate of taxation in those countries. And they are the best managed countries. How? They have money. With the money, they manage. And if you don't have the money, you cannot manage. And this is how I will produce the money without the tax.
Thank you.
Well, I hope that your viewer will feel challenged to earn the $1 million and try to prove him wrong in those sessions. Unfortunately, we are not going to prove him wrong. So this is my conclusion.
Thank you, Doctor. And now, after a hot discussion, we came to the end of today's episode on the economic revolution of the century. But before I conclude, I would say that we need a strong economy to build an economy that we need for our future generations, whether here or in the States, in the universe. It's for us as humans. It's not for one nation at any time, and will not be. We need to share cultures. We need to accept each other, and we need to speed the process of learning from one another, accountability, and seek collaboration and quality of leaderships. I hope your dream will come true, Dr. Khan.
Inshallah.
There is no one opposing your dreams, but we all have the right, democratically, to challenge you in that. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode 1 week from now with the economic revolution of the century, author Dr. Niaz Ahmad Khan. Thank you very much.